Happy March. It's Peachy and welcome. With March comes Women's History Month. Let's take a look at a great woman from our past that no doubtedly paved the way for others. If you have not seen any of my other Women's History Month videos, check out the playlist. It should be popping up at any moment now. Amelia was born in Savannah, Georgia on August 18, 1911. She was one of 10 children. Her father, George, was a skilled construction worker and owned a wholesale woodlot. Her mother, Anna, was a seamstress. When she wasn't working, Anna traveled to rural black communities to promote women's suffrage. She often took 10-year-old Amelia with her as she knocked on doors and accompanied women to the polls to cast their votes. At 14, Amelia enrolled at Georgia State Industrial College for Colored Youth, now Savannah State University. She later transferred to Tuskegee University and got a degree in home economics. She also attended Tennessee State University, Virginia State University, and Temple University. In 1929, she got a job as a home demonstration agent for the United States Department of Agriculture in Selma, Alabama. She traveled around the state promoting home canning, nutrition, and agricultural improvements. In 1930, she met Samuel William Boynton, a local USDA extension agent. Later, they taught rural African Americans how to improve their farming methods and home economics. They also talked about the importance of politics and education in improving their lives. They encouraged people to register to vote and to buy land. At the time, Jim Crow laws and customs kept black people from voting. We would have meetings in the rural churches and even in homes, Amelia said, and we would show them how to fill out these blanks, how to present themselves when they went down to the registration office. In the 1930s, Amelia and Samuel joined the Dallas County Voters League and continued their work for voter registration. Amelia and Samuel married in 1936. In addition to their government work, they also ran an insurance agency, real estate office, and employment agency in Selma. These businesses served African American communities throughout southern Alabama. They also expanded the grassroots network of the Boytons. Amelia had a sign in her office: a voteless people is a hopeless people. Samuel died in 1963. At his funeral, Amelia rallied support for continued political action. In 1964, Congress passed the Civil Rights Act. Amelia was ready to challenge Jim Crow head on. She registered as a Democratic candidate for a seat in the U.S. House of Representatives. She was the first black woman and the first woman to run for Congress for Alabama. Although she did not win, she did receive 10% of the vote. In 1965, Amelia asked Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and the Southern Christian Leadership Conference to come to Selma to help in the fight for civil rights. They accepted and set up headquarters in Amelia's home. It was there at home that they planned the Selma to Montgomery March, despite pressure from local law enforcement. On March 7, 1965, Amelia and almost 600 people, including John Lewis and Rosa Parks, gathered. Starting at the Brown Chapel AME Church, the nonviolent marchers began their walk from Selma to Montgomery. At the Edmund Pettus Bridge, state and local police attacked them with tear gas and billy clubs. Police beat Amelia unconscious for refusing to retreat. Television and newspaper cameras recorded the violence. Over 70 marchers were beaten and 17 hospitalized. Amelia was present for the second Selma to Montgomery march that turned back on the bridge. She was also part of the third successful march that left Brown Chapel on March 21st, under heavy guard provided by President Lyndon Johnson. When the march arrived at the Alabama State Capitol on March 25th, it was over 25,000 strong. The Selma to Montgomery marches were key events that resulted in the Voting Rights Act of 1965. In later life, Amelia married a former classmate, James Robinson. They settled in Tuskegee. In 1990, Amelia received the Martin Luther King Jr. Freedom Medal. The Oscar-nominated film Selma depicts her role in Bloody Sunday. Amelia Boynton Robinson died in 2015. Just months before her death, Amelia crossed the Edmund Pettus Bridge again, this time with President Obama and Congressman John Lewis. They and hundreds of others were there to mark the 50th anniversary of the Selma to Montgomery March. Pretty interesting, wasn't it? I hope you learned something new, and if it wasn't new, it reminded you of this woman's great contribution. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening, whatever time you're watching this. Be safe out there. Bye for now.